Hello and welcome back to episode 2 of our FC Pripyat save. It's game time. The first game of the season. My managerial debut, which is highlighted here. We're going to go into this with cautious optimism, and I'll explain why. So, as you probably remember from the end of the first episode, it was very bare bones. I've had to do a lot of scouting. I've had to do a lot of signing. I've offered a trial to loads of players to assess them as quickly as possible, and I've also had to flush out my backroom staff team as well. So let me just take you through the transfers first to see. I've still got a couple of things going on, which are taking their time. It must be said, but let's just go into the ones that we've actually completed so far. So these are all transfers in that have come in this season. Now we had to do a flurry of transfers as well, because in this save, I mean, when you do a career mode in let's say English League, they give you about 2-3 weeks, maybe even longer, to before the first games even look to start kicking off. And I think in this one I had about a week and a half, so it's been really rushed. But let's just take you through some of the players first. As you can see, no one's actually left us yet, because it's far easier to bring players in than it is to get rid of them, especially at this league, at this level. So first chap that joined the ranks here at Pripyat is Ruslan Gunchak, and I actually signed him as my assistant manager. He's 38. Now I could have signed him just as my assistant manager, but I still felt like he had stats that were at this level and could still do a job at centre-back and covering for a defensive midfield position as well. So it brought him in. He's also, on top of his assistant manager duties, he's looking after the under-21 squad for me as well. So he's got his work cut out, but you know, I'm sure that work rate of 11 is going to gonna hold him in good stead there. So as you can see here, the £625 per week. When I was trying to sign staff members to my team, it was outrageous how much money they all wanted. I mean, I'm talking, you know, there was physiotherapists for 7, 8, who had 7 or 8 physiotherapy rating that wanted extortionate amounts. So it's been a real challenge to try and get people in under some kind of budget. Anyway, welcome Ruslan. Next is Sergei Nesterenko. Not too bad to pronounce that one. I think I did a good job at that. First central midfielder. Managed to bring him in on a free. Before that, he used to play for Real Pharmaceuticals, which in the Druha Liha, which I believe I've worked out is the league below mine. So he's actually taken a step up. But before that, he played no games in the Premier League as well. So the jury's out. I think, look, beggars can't be choosers at the end of the day. He's got some good all-round stats. He'll make a good central midfielder. So yeah, he'll probably get us some game time. Next, Alexander Medvedev. Another centre-back. I felt like up front, because of the position that I'm in, the expectations I'm going into this league with, and the fact that I've already got a pretty good attacking midfielder and striker, which we went through in the last episode, that the onus had to be on my midfield, which was non-existent, and centre-backs, because we were lacking in that area as well, and full-backs to a certain extent. But Medvedev is someone who will just... I think he'll play a fair amount. His temperament's fantastic. His strength is really good. Positioning-wise, yeah, I mean, look, I'll go through the tactics shortly as well, but I am looking to play an offside trap, because I think there's so many balls over the top. My centre-backs won't be good enough to deal with some of the better players in the league. So we'll bring him in. Next, now, the full-back had to be the most awkward position to sign for. Now, we're not blessed in that area anyway, but I found one player, and I can't remember his name now, but he was only something like 60 rated overall. He was like 3.5 stars, and he wanted like 450 quid a week. I just couldn't bear to do it. So this is the lad that we brought in, Vladislav Yemeljanov. Look, he's not going to pull up any punches or pull up any trees. Is that the phrase? No, it's one of the two. But he's someone that can play in the area. We're playing supporting fullbacks, so you know, he's crossing, his dribbling, he's going to come into it. But you know, We're going to have to keep looking as time goes on, but we have got half decent youth facilities and youth recruitment, so hopefully over the course of maybe the start of next season, we might start to bed in some youngsters. Next on the list is Kostiantin Yatsik. Oh my god, try again. Kostiantin Yatsik, central midfielder. Can play in a plethora of different positions. His adaptability proves that, but it's mainly for the central midfield that we've brought him in for. Again, not great overlying stats. He probably won't be a first team choice, but he is a hot prospect. He's 21. He's still got time to grow, and he's just there as filler, really. And finally, Oleg Koshka. Now, this has probably been my biggest signing so far. Now, I know there are other players that I've just showed you that have got a better current and potential ability, but this boy has got a lot of great attributes for a central midfielder. He's got good technique, tackling, passing, first touch, work rates there. Stamina can work with improvement, but he's got acceleration, so he's quick off the ball. Decisions are good as well. He's going to see minutes if he can stay injury free. He's getting on a bit, so he's 30, but I think, you know, in this league, as my player assistant manager is proving, I think he's 38 and I still think he could do a job. So we've got some years, I think. So I'm really happy to bring him in. £90 a week. So those are the so that's the squad. Now, as you can see here, my squad has actually filled out a little bit more. So realistically, I've still got a bit of tinkering to do with the new signing, so I'm still yet to do that, but I'll start to do that soon. One other thing I wanted to pick up of. Now, I've seen this on the, oh, he's already dropping. He's already dropping in stats, but I've only ever seen this on the forums, on Reddit and things like that, but it actually happened to me for the first time, so randomly out of the blue. But if I go to the history notes of this player, just before the season started, he just came out and said, FC Pripyat's Yaroslav Aksyanov has today come out as gay. The 23-year-old told his story in an interview to the Ukraine Football Daily. Now, fair play to the lad. I'm really pleased for him. He's found himself. It's hopefully gonna be off his mind now. He can focus on his football. I just hope it doesn't. I mean, all I can do is go from what I've seen, but from what I understand, the Eastern European football fans aren't the most progressive of type. So, jury's out, and hopefully. But you know what? He's got my full support, so he'll get game time as long as he performs. I don't care if he's gay, straight, bisexual, or Australian. He'll play for me. So, that's pretty much the squad. Now, what I'm going to do is just cut here for a second, redo the team, and then I'll show you the tactics. Oh, just as a quick side note before we get into the tactics, I wanted to just quickly show you the staff acquisitions that I've made as well, because as you know from the first video, assistant manager was terrible, chief scout was terrible, head physio was terrible. So we're still building in this area, but I believe I have made some good additions to the backroom staff. So we'll start with this assistant manager. You've already seen him as a player, but this is Ruslan Gunchak's coaching ability. Again, already miles better than the previous incumbents. He's still not perfect stats, but better than before. I know he's on a higher wage, but he's doing 2 jobs for me. So yeah, really happy. He's Continental B licensed as well. So pleased with that. Then we've got Oleg, who's just our general coach now. It was really difficult to find anyone in double figures that actually wanted to come to us, so we've got us pretty much as close as possible. But he's also, once I can start bringing youngsters on trial, he's got really good player ability and player potential now, judging ability. Now, whenever I tried to sign a scout, a designated scout to join my club, they wouldn't come. But anyone else who's a coach, an assistant manager, even a fitness coach or head, they all had much better player ability, to be able to judge player ability and player potential. So I thought to myself, well, I could just bring him in on trial, hopefully, and then just get them assessed from there. So that's my plan. But I have made improvement to the scouting side as well. But fitness coach, much better improvement. Fitness up to 15. That's really good for this level. So hopefully our players will stay fit for the majority of the season. But there's nothing worse than having a really unfit squad in a lower league, because you're playing Saturday, Tuesday, Sunday, Wednesday, that kind of thing, and you need such a big squad to be able to cope with them and actually perform. So hopefully with higher fitness we'll perform a little bit better there. Finally, I had a youth development. £300 a week is a lot, but I mean this is exactly my point here. So he's head of youth development, and yet his ability to judge players isn't as good as some of my other staff members, but nevertheless he's there to do a job. We have got good youth facilities, so I'm hoping that he's going to start bringing through some wonder kids, at least for this level. Chief Scout, I think in the last video my original Chief Scout was 3-3, so we've more than doubled the output there. His adaptability is good as well, which is good because he's going to be dealing with someone who doesn't speak any Ukrainian and is from Warsaw, so good luck to him. Another scout I managed to bring in, 7-8, so again very similar. Adaptability is up there as well. They're really expensive for like their stats though, so not much I can do about it. You need them, they're unnecessary evil. And finally I've got a head physio so far. I probably will look to bring in one other physio, but again I'm spending a lot of money on what is ultimately not very good stats. So that's the backroom staff. The recruitment team comparison is the highest average. Yeah, we're not really comparing with anything, are we? Really, we're okay. I'm okay with it, but yeah, let's look at the tactics now and move on with the game. Right, I know I keep saying I'm going to come to the game, and I am very quickly. Just one thing I forgot was to show you the pre-season. Now, like I said, I barely got any chance to put a team together from when we started to now. So I had to actually create some friendly fixtures as well, just because they only give me 2 pre-season friendlies by default. So I had to put some more in just to try and get up some match fitness. But we're all against what are basically lower teams than us. So a couple of draws in places where we shouldn't have had, but you know, it's pre-season friendly, you can't read too much into it. That one was bizarre. That was like a 9 o'clock start. I mean, I don't really know how the time zones work across Ukraine. I know it's a fairly sizable country, but 9 o'clock, I don't know what that was coinciding with. I don't know if it was television rights. Very much doubt it. Well, no, actually, in fact, it would have a TV next to it if it was television rights as well. So I don't know. They just wanted to get the players up early on a Monday. They must have hated it. So no wonder we only drew 2 each. Nevertheless, first game of the season. Well, let's begin. Well, I guess it's time. So, as you can see, they're clear heavy favourites for this. Their preferred formation is a 4-1-4-1. Our apparently preferred formation is a 4-4-2 diamond. I'm not quite sure where they're getting that from, considering that we've only really played a couple of pre-seasons. This is our first foray into any kind of competitive match. I've got some players that are struggling, but it's the start of the season. You know, you're not going to get everyone 100% fit right away. Nothing else really for it. I'm just going to go out there. Yeah, I realise that. That's fine. Sort out quickly the highlights. I always go key highlights. In between highlights is always at max. Let's have a look here. So they're playing 4-1-2-2-1 or 4-1-2-3 if you want to call it that, which they do here. Match day or match day. I think they got that wrong in the skin, but it's all good. I'm not holding out much hope, but yeah, you're right. No pressure, boys. No pressure at all. Faith in you. Faith in you. We need some green. We need some Jamaican green in there. So while they're having a quick chat, let's just pause this. Never going to quite get away from that, I don't think, for some time. So yeah, it's already sat in there. I won't be putting the replay on because I think it just takes up too much time. If there's anything really ridiculous, then I'll reverse it and bring it back. But let's go. Come on, boys. Right, 100% possession. It's a great start. It's a really good start. Let's bring up the league table here. And I'll have the match bars as well. There we go. So it's going good. First 10 minutes in, and we're not down. I mean, they've had all the shots. I understand they can have 4 shots, 2 off target, none on target. I mean, 2 of the shots went out for a throw in. Okay, we're really up against it here. We're really up against it. And tell the boys to get creative. They usually like that. There you go. They're inspired. Look, they're absolutely inspired. There you go. I'm expecting it. I'm expecting it. You know, this is what you call a free game. You know, just try and get some experience in. Start trying to gel as a team. Work out how each other person works, how your teammates operate. 1-0 is not too bad. Do you know what? He's 4 shots saved already. Our goalkeeper isn't very good either. That's a part we need to improve on. But we want more possession. We've injured one of their players. Well, that's probably the biggest win so far. Listen, boys, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Is there anyone I want to bring on and change for now? Nah, I don't think so. It's that back line that's still quite bad, you know. But we'll carry on. What was that? What's it? He's clapping him. What was he clapping him for? Is that just to take pity on us? Because so far it's looking fairly one-sided. We're winning the fouls. We're winning the offsides. Counter. Nope. So corners are a problem. So far, corners are the biggest problem that we've had. Look. One highlight would satisfy me. This is it. This is the one. All right, just calm down, boys. Calm down. Renko. Oh, lucky lad that is. Inches away. We'll take that. Shot on target. 2-0's not a bad score. I reckon there's a quick sub to be made here. I don't know enough about the players yet to really get a proper feel for it. We actually haven't got a striker on the bench, so that's not happening, is it? Although he's dead, so that's a problem. But I've got no one to bring on. I suppose. I mean, it's not really going to make a difference here or there, is it? To be honest, so Meerkat has been a little bit of a letdown, but I can't really blame him because, you know, it takes more than one person, really, doesn't it, to really make a difference. Bit of a team sport, this. Oh god, another corner. If they score 3, hey, okay, we're getting better. We're learning now. We're sorting out. I might have to do a little bit of changing around with the training, and just. Set pieces seem to be a bit of a problem. Look, every highlight for that where they've scored is starting from a set piece, albeit that one was a short one, but still, just because it's not a ball that's getting lobbed into the box doesn't mean that it's not something that could be worked on. So, I'm happy with not much anything, but we expected this going into it anyway. So, you know, it's a long season ahead, and there's no need to feel too down. I mean, in the past I've been very knee-jerk reaction to things, but let's get some perspective. We are arguably, I'll tell you what, we are arguably the worst team in the league, and we're playing away from home. Penalty, that is, ref. That's disgusting. We are the worst team in the league playing away from home to the best team in the league, so I'm not going to be too hard on the boys there. I think what I tell him, it was excellent. I think we'll more just say, look, okay, that, yeah. Well, my assistant manager seems to have saved it a little bit, but they look. I don't understand the problem. Like, let's get some perspective here, boys. That wasn't. There was a lot of 0-0s, was there? Or a lot of draws, at least. Anyway, yeah, a lot of draws. We've got to call these ones, which means we're closer to getting out of the relegation zone. So optimism. So yeah, that I think we'll leave it there for this episode. I'll play a couple of games ahead now. Obviously, at the start of the next episode, I'll give you a recap on how we got on. If there's any more additions, we've got a little bit of time until the transfer window closes, which I think is we've got another month and a bit, so we've got a bit of time to try and make some more additions to the team. But we'll leave it there for now. Thanks very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next episode.